Hello and welcome. My name is Katie and I work with Principal Warranty Corp. The purpose of this training video today is to review the steps on how to submit a contract in our system, as well as how to remit for a contract in our system. So if you are a finance manager, this screen that we are currently in is called the new quote screen. And that is where our system will bring you to every time that you log into our dealer administration portal. So there are quite a few fields here that will need to be filled out as to the best of your ability in order to successfully submit a contract from our product section down here below. So why don't we go ahead and start with entering some information here, just so that we can go through the full process of submitting a contract. Okay, so now that we have some customer information in here, we'll move on to the vehicle information. You'll want to make sure that you have your 17-digit VIN, your odometer. You'll want to make sure to enter in a manufacturer warranty start date, and then we can use today's date as the vehicle purchase date. Moving on to the loan lease information, you'll want to make sure to enter the information in here so that our DAP contract will populate appropriately for you. So let's enter in just a little bit of information here. And I would also highly suggest entering in a monthly payment date as well as the first payment date when you are going through your submission process. And so now we can go ahead and choose our lender. And as you saw, once I started typing in the lender that I wanted to use, it popped up with some addresses and the city of a specific lender already entered. So you should be able to find the lenders that you need using this box right here. Okay, so now that we have all of these fields entered and filled out up here, you can see that all of our products are now available for selection. So these product codes over here are how we identify each specific product that you have available in the system to use. If you hover over the name here, as you can see, it pops up. It says service contract, guaranteed asset protection, paintless dent repair, and so on and so forth for all of these products here. So we're just going to do one VSC contract today, just so that you can get the general idea of what the contract submission process looks like. So we have the program already pre-selected. So we will come here to type, choose new. We'll come here to the plan drop down, and we'll just go ahead and go with our new maximum. Then we will choose a term that you have available here, and we'll just do 120, 100. Choose the deductible. You have the option of 50, 100, or 200. And then once you have all of these fields filled out here, it is going to offer you a suggested retail price. However, you can change this information to whatever you see fit in terms of selling this contract for. There is a little arrow right here that says show remit. So you're going to click twice. And this is the net cost of this contract that the dealership will owe to Principal Warranty Corp. On the opposite side of the retail box, you have this little options hyperlink here. So we will open up these options, and they are just optional surcharges that you can add to this customer's contract. So let's just use business use, for example. We'll click OK. And as you can see, that not only raised the net cost of the contract, but it also added that $250 onto the retail price of the contract. So once you are sure of all of the contracts that you want, maybe we'll just add a couple more in here. these purple submit buttons will pop up, and that means that you have everything here that you need in order to fully submit the contract now. So starting with the service contract, we'll hit submit, and it's going to think for just a minute, and then it should pop up a new screen that has a full copy of the contract that you can print out and have the customer sign, as well as to keep for your own records at the dealership. So we'll go ahead and close out of that. Then we'll do the tech care contract as well. And again, it's just going to pop up a full copy of the contract that you can print out and have the customer sign. So those are the steps on how to submit a contract in our system. If you ever needed to enter in this information and maybe the customer wasn't really sure that they were interested in a contract right at this moment, instead of maybe closing out of this screen, what you can do is you can come down here, and since I have entered contracts already, the button has been grayed out, but if you had no information in this product section already submitted, you can hit save quote, and it would save all of your information in here for you to come back and add contracts to at a later date. And alternatively, what you can do is come over here to the contract search screen, and this is the Carla Henderson is who we just entered contracts for. So you can choose either of these hyperlinks, which are also double as the contract number. Go ahead and click on that, and it is going to pull up all of the information that we just entered in the new quote screen in just a more condensed version here. Now, quotes expire after 30 days, so I don't believe that this functionality will be available forever, but if the customer came back maybe a couple of days later after purchasing their vehicle and they wanted more products, you can come into this screen here and go ahead and just hit quote, and it's going to bring you back to this new quote screen with all of the customer information already entered, so you don't have to go through and re-enter all of this information all over again. It's a pretty nice feature. Additionally, if you just wanted to go straight to either of these contracts down here, these also double as hyperlinks. You can click that blue hyperlink, and again, it's going to bring you back to your general information screen. You can print an extra copy of the contract here. This regenerate contract is if you decide to ever come in here and edit the lender, or if you decide to edit some customer information. Anytime you make any kind of edits to the contract after you save, you will always want to hit regenerate. So here is an example. Let's go ahead and edit the lender. We'll look for Capital One Auto Finance. We're going to hit OK. And so now in this general information screen, it does show that the lien holder is Capital One Auto Finance, but it won't actually show that on the copy of the contract screen. So what you'll do is you'll hit regenerate contract, and that's going to pull up a new copy of the updated contract that now shows the lien holder as Capital One Auto Finance. As finance managers, you do have the ability to change the lender and the customer information while the contract is still in the pending status. Any other information will need to come to our admin team here at Principal Warranty Corp. There is not much information on a contract that we can't change. So if you ever need any kind of assistance with that, you are more than welcome to reach out to us at any given time. So those are the main things that you'll need to know when you're submitting a contract. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to how to remit for a contract. Up here on the navigation bar, there is the remittance tab here. So you'll go ahead and select that, and it is going to bring you up into a new tab here. And this is where you will see all of your unremitted transactions. So these are contracts that we just entered into the quote screen. And because they are in pending status, that means that they are eligible to be selected on a remittance to be paid for by the dealership to Principal Warranty Corp. So This box over here is where you would check to select each contract to be paid for. As you can see, once I selected these contracts, these buttons up here when it became available to select. So 1 contract, 2 contracts. Now I have 2 contracts in a total of $1,455, and I can hit submit to create what we call a remittance. There are a few other good features here on this screen that are useful for you if you have a large amount of contracts here. These filters are going to be a very good tool for you to use if you like to submit contracts by product type. So you can select VSC and then always make sure to hit apply filter. And now only the VSC contracts will pop up and show as available. However, you can see that because I had already selected the Tech Care contract, it still stayed even when I applied the filter to just show me the VSCs. So if I clear out that filter, that Tech Care contract is still going to be selected and still shows up here in the total amounts. You can also filter by date ranges. You can do custom, or it does give you an option to do last month, this month, or after a specific amount of days. You have your lien holder or your type, which is right now just contract new business unbilled. So anytime you select a filter, you're just always going to want to make sure that you hit this apply filter button. Otherwise, nothing will happen when you click out of the filter after you've selected what you're trying to search for. So now that we have these 2 selected, we can go ahead and hit submit. And it's going to bring you up to a summary of what you have selected in your screen to be submitted for or remitted for. As you can see, we have 2 in the amount of $1,455, and in our minds, that's correct. So we'll go ahead and hit accept and submit. Once we have selected that option, it's going to pop up a new tab here. Or well, it should have, but let's go to our remittances tab here. So as you can see, I have this test 2 R002 that we just created in the unremitted transaction screen. So if you go ahead and click on this hyperlink, it's going to bring you to a remittance summary again. You can go ahead and hit view PDF, and it's going to pop up a full version of what we see when we receive the remittance and the check from the dealership. So that is, it gives us the remittance number, it gives us the dealership number, who submitted it, the date it was submitted, and all of the customer and contract information that we need to properly submit payment for these once it's received. So this is the remittances tab, which shows us remitted, not paid. So these are in here because the dealership hasn't sent funds to us and we haven't received them yet, so we have not been able to apply in our system. But once they have been applied, then we can go ahead, these will clear out of this screen here, and it will transfer over into the All Remittances tab. This shows you absolutely every single remittance that you might have ever submitted into the system. So it's a good tool to go back and just kind of verify that your contracts and are getting paid for correctly and applied correctly on our side as well. So that is the general steps on how to submit contracts in the system. There are a few other small details I just wanted to mention. Back in this dealer access portal, up here in the top right, there is a help section, and you can go ahead and click that blue hyperlink, and it's going to bring up a slideshow of how to do everything that I just told you to step by step in a visual version. These green headers here are actually hyperlinks, so you can select it and it will pop you right to the section that you need to go to in order to kind of refresh your memory. If you need to review everything in this video, you can always go here and it gives you a step-by-step visual. It's just kind of laying every single little detail out that you might ever need. There is also one for the office managers and how to run cancellation quotes, and then additionally how to select and submit contracts on a remittance. That is where I'm going to go ahead and end this video today. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope you have a wonderful day.